Hello everyone, this is Fosun. Today, I will share the effect of plant growth. And the leaves have a process of curling and unfolding. Okay, you can take a look. And here, I use the particle sets. The plant part. Okay, now let's start making it directly. First, we need to select a template of a flower. Such a template, but you cannot use these contents. Mainly, we need its framework. Okay, select a growth point. Just one point. Shrink it a little bit, so that it will grow at the point in the middle and at the trunk. It's 1 meter high. Make it smaller. Shrink the head a little. And smaller. The head can go back a little. There is an effect here, which can be used to add some effects. To add some effects, for example, we need some bending effects here. But the intensity is a bit high, to give it a sense of random growth. By adjusting the seed value here, you can get a shape you like. Okay, I think this look is good. Keep this. Next, add the petiole on the leaf. Go back here. Add branches. There is one at the top, which is generated at the top. You can see the length of the top, which is the top of each branch, to see if this effect is achieved. Okay, shorten it a bit. Just a little bit of this small tuft is enough. The top should be shorter. Here, you can adjust the upward and downward direction, and the angle of downward folding. Ignore it for now. Then add a leaf. The leaf here, I won't use the geometry here to make it. Select the leaf here. Okay, turn this off and press S. Show this. You can use this leaf alone to make it, and use this tool to make it. Okay, the head is a little pointed, and then the tail slowly retracts. Give some subdivision, and the thickness can be given. Okay, that's enough. We can add the midrib of it here. And then, this time, we add the middle vein of the leaf. Shrink it a little. And reduce the length a little bit. Don't let it exceed the tip. Add the effect. The first one is this kind of folding blade, which folds the blade inward or outward. Okay. It feels good. Add another bend in the length direction, to give it a sense of upward expansion. Okay. Now a blade is made. Enable this. Then in the geometry mode of the blade, to customize, drag the blade in, and it will be used, the blade we made ourselves. Okay, change the number to 0 here, because we have checked generate leaves at top, which means at the top of each branch. This blade effect is good, so we only need one. And here, we can give it a little overall subdivision. It's not connected here. Okay, back here, there is a position in the level here, and you can adjust this position to fit it in. This is a way to make a blade. The distribution of the leaves can be here. By adjusting the distribution of branches, such as some random rotations, you want it to go to the top, or some parallel symmetrical ways. Let's use this side-by-side chap this time. Back here, you can adjust the angle of the branch to make it slightly upward. Okay, this is the basic large shape. And if the top part, if you don't want the leaf shape, you want to rise, or other flowers. In the same way, we need to add another leaf here. Okay, add a branch to the top of this leaf. No. Add a branch. Move it out. This is to uncheck the top branch. Enable this, then move it up. Set to 0. Then add a blade below this one. You can see that, while keeping other positions, from the root to the top, these leaves, it will grow some other. We can customize some new things. Okay, let's change the number of leaves to 0, because we only need its head. Back here, select the flower effect. Okay. Then select Customize here for the leaves. Drag the flower in. This is what a flower looks like. Why isn't it vertical? Make it longer and take a look. Adjust the size. Change the rotation here, and change it to vertical. Sometimes, in the default case, it is already vertical. You don't need to adjust it. Okay, because it's not vertical here, we can change it. And modify the position here to make it blend in. Find the flower we just created. And this is the base. You can reduce the width of the base a little bit to 0.45 and make it smaller here. It will be integrated into the flower stem. Okay, the middle area. Also reduce it a little and wrap it inside. Okay, adjust the petals here. Go back to the flower. Merge them together. Go back to geometry. Adjust the shape here. It's in a closed state. That's about it. Then give it a little subdivision and increase the thickness. Adjust it. Here, we need to make a slight adjustment to make it a closed state. Back here, draw the part of the handle, give the geometry a little subdivision, and add some thickness. The effector should also be closed here. Increase the number. Then rotate it. Add the shim. Modify the shape here. Okay. This is a hole. To make a plant shape. Next, we need to have a growth animation for it. The time can be longer. About 130 frames. Here is a global growth. Starting from 0. Let's look at the default state. The growth of the main stem in the default state is similar to that of the flowers. But the growth of the leaves, it doesn't have the curling process. So let's go back to the leaves. At 130 frames, add a keyframe to these two. Return to 90 frames. To give it an inward curling effect, including here. Okay, we don't need this keyframe anymore. Just make it have a flip effect. Play it. Now there is a problem. The problem is that it's too neat. Drag and copy one. And stagger the timing a bit. Return to here. Then go to the plant's hierarchy here. The leaves. And drag the other leaf in. This will randomly have some different. The growth process. Compared to the true neat one, it will be more organic. Okay, this is the animation part. There is also the blooming of the flowers. The same principle. In the effectors, add a keyframe. Not this one, the one below. Move it up a bit. Okay, the bottom part of the calyx. Do the same. Okay, this is a plant growing. And then some flowers bloom at the top. In fact, you can freely to replace. Now, you want to add some flowers to the leaves. Of course, the branches here are relatively short. You can make a longer here. Or even use some different methods. Because the flowers and leaves are not the same. So, you can use a similar method, true, the way of generating the top, and add some branches of this flower. So we don't use this flower anymore. Then change its length back. Okay, this is the animation part for today. Let's come back and look at the rendering. For the rendering part, first, clear out the useless ones. The background is a BR texture. This texture, which is similar to a texture of a damaged wall. Click to give it color. Here, we lower the hue and saturation. It was a little bit blue before. And reduce the saturation. Okay. This kind of texture, there's nothing to say. Just follow this, such as bump and normal map, or displacement. Remember to cut the method here into vector, and tangent space normal here. But if it's a black and white image, you should use the height here. The same goes for displacement, using the height here. This is a black and white image. It's different from the usage of this color normal map. This is the background. Look at the flower, which is a leaf. And also a set of these lines. Look at the one with some veins. This texture, and they will be packaged in the project. This is the material of the flower. And here is the material of the stem. Here is this part, the part of the calyx of this flower. Let's make the color stand out separately. Okay. This is the part of the stem. It's a green color. But when we grow, it's usually darker at the bottom. So here, he added a color adjustment to make it brighter. It's a little yellow in the color layer node. I selected an orange mode here. Okay, this is also using a gradient from white to a slightly brownish color. You can see the gradient bar here. After multiplying it, the bottom will be a little brown, and the top remains unchanged. The same connection is given to the color, and here is the roughness. Like here. Here, the height of the black and white image is selected. Including displacement, it's also a black and white image, and the height range is selected. This is the dry part of the plant. Turn off this multiline. The flower is a white paper bowl with a slightly yellowish material. The stamen is made of a golden metal, which is the middle area. To make it more prominent, the pages here, and turn off the texture display. Okay. This is the colored bowl. Let's take a look at the lighting part. One is the one we used before, which is lit from the side. Actually, this one is a fill light. Look, this is the main light. The main light is on the right side, to separate it from the background and dark areas. Here, a supplementary light is added. But now I think this fill light is a bit bright. It can be dimmed a little. It can be a little darker. This one is facing the back. To separate it from the background, there are some brighter light strips. These light strips are generally enlarged from the back of an object, which makes it easier to reflect the light edge to separate it from the background. This is a light specially from the top, so that the main bright area in the flower part, look here, it's in. The engineering here is included, only includes the background plane, because I want the background light not to affect the front flowers. Here is a relatively whole light. It's a long strip. It's bright in the middle and dark around it, because it grows upwards. So in the top area, we need to light this area separately to make it brighter. Okay, let's talk about the volume. The way to create the volume. First, we need to add a volume to the object here. The is environment. After adding it, then select the light in the area, but make it smaller, but not too big. Align it with the flower. Shrink it. Lower the diffusion value here in the object. Okay, this is a simple demonstration, so that only this area is included. Lower the brightness. You can see that this is a very obvious, the sense of volume light. One thing to note is, you just need to turn on the volume, turn off this light, and the volume here is turned on, and turn off the volume everywhere else. For example, these three here. The volume here is turned off. If we turn it on, all the lights will produce this volume effect. It fills the entire scene with fog. Fog is not what we need, so we only need this light for the entire scene. Turn on the volume channel. We can add a material to the object here. The light material can be connected to gradient and connected to its color. Okay. Then map it through a black node. It's more obvious. We can see some bright parts, and then add some dark parts. This transition, it makes the light more random. Like this. If the intensity of the volume is not enough, you need to increase it here. Of course, if you go back here, the light here, increase the light. We use the material node. Select this node to adjust it. The intensity value here is the same. Here, you can even lower it a little bit. Only the middle area remains bright. That's it. Just make it more harmonious. Then I change the color and chose a less sunny yellow. Okay, let's turn on the others. Okay, this is how the volume object is generated. If it's not enough, then continue to increase the brightness to make the volume more obvious. Okay, that's all for today. Let's summarize. We used a framework for creating plants by creating a main stem and branches where a custom replacement is used, and manually turn off and manually created some leaves and a flower, and use the pattern here to custom, and then put it in as a replacement by doing some KJ on the leaves. to animate the curling and unfolding. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.